Temps continue to fall, so make sure you dress warm heading into next week. In our continued story of the unfolding pandemic affecting the nations, we're expecting a government announcement very soon in the near future. The big question has been, what will the address contain? We expect the primary topic to address the bigger plague of misinformation that seems to permeate these events. Conspiracy theory and related topics has turned much of this discussion into a much more convoluted hodgepodge of rumor and hearsay that have caused hysteria and blown the event completely out of proportion, leaving many sources in a fact-checking nightmare. Those close to the announcement have said expect a topic-laden discussion that reviews everything that has circulated the media in the last few days and hours as the outbreak has begun to take hold. Even some pundits have stated that the use of the word pandemic could have been misspoken as well as premature, referencing they're not sure where the first discussion using the word came from, saying that the illness did not represent a worldwide contagion at its onset, but due to shared misinformation and cover-ups by other nations, the assumption was that it had reached worldwide levels. This has, of course, been upgraded since then. Most of the discussion was spurred by the shooting of an American citizen in Japan that fell to the illness mid-flight after complaining of chest pains. After being rushed from the passenger jet, an eyewitness described the person as in cardiac arrest. But once he arrived, he attacked medical staff and was gunned down by authorities already in high alert. Later in the day, health officials did confirm that the individual was a PACE victim, which sent the airport into lockdown, but beforehand had the potential to become an international incident. Events like these are becoming more and more common and difficult to follow by media sources, making adequate coverage impossible. Lack of information from government sources at first made reporting difficult as shelter systems began to roll out. Internet personalities began to take advantage of this, creating constructed events and analogies not meant to inform, but to gain a viral audience. Some even going so far as to claim an undead apocalypse was upon us. This gave the perception of a more far-reaching attack, sending many into frantic cries for information. A deluge of phone calls and emails occurred, clogging emergency lines and making it impossible for first responders to address any emergencies as lines collapsed. A call for cooler heads was drowned out by viral videos that spouted apocryphal narratives. Governors and mayors called for National Guard and assistance, buying into the information they were given, more to protect themselves from unruly crowds than a virus supposedly gone mad. All fueled by mismanagement in Pittsburgh and Atlanta that bought into the claims that this was the end of the world. Shelters were set up by civil defense, but most went unused, while CDC tried to address the multitude of false claims of sick individuals, more so resulting from drug overdoses, which was interpreted by the media crowd as the cause of the illness. At this point, civil defense and CDC feel they've started to overcome the hysteria and plan to address it in the press conference, stating the delay in the reports have been due to massive amounts of information involved, creating a team of military and civil personnel to address the concerns. The reality is, and what we know at this time, is that the illness is being considered serious, that it has been upgraded to a pandemic, and the staff are working with world health groups to make sure that everyone is prepared. If you haven't seen the sick, it's likely that you soon will. It could already be happening and you're just not aware of it, but officials echo that with good preparation and the effects can be minimized. That means training public and health officials around avoidance. The reason they stress avoidance is because there is no known cause and no cure to the illness. Doctors do not know if the effects are reversible, but most scientists and doctors we spoke with said they did not believe a treatment option would be available at full onset of the pathogen, but research continues on both treatment and vaccination. They also warned that either path could be years away and preparedness would be key. At this time, it's important to stay calm and be vigilant. Just because you see someone you feel is ill does not mean they are. Looking for individuals that do not respond to commands, are unable to speak other than moaning, and may represent physical damage that is in some cases shocking. If you do see someone like this, the instruction is to avoid them. It's not a license to engage someone. Reporting sightings to local officials who are even now being advised on how to better deal with the threat. It's important to stay with trusted media sources. These sources are covering these events 24/7 with the intention to provide the most up-to-date information as they unfold and help keep you safe. The goal is to return to life as normal as soon as possible, but until then, take the necessary steps to be prepared.